Alrighty everyone, hey guys and welcome to Apple Weekly, the show where I cover everything Apple over the past week on YouTube and iTunes. And as usual, before I get started, be sure to check out iGear, which is eye-compatible clothing, jackets, tees, vests and hoodies, something for pretty much everyone. Up first, Apple has introduced a new software update for the iPhone 5S whereby you could bypass the new fingerprint sensor thing. And so if you have a 5S, it's probably worthwhile doing it, since that was one of the main features of it. And staying on iPhone news, this mock-up ad showed up and people actually believed it. Yes, given it's a nicely done up iAd in a sense that it looks very Apple-ish coming from Apple's marketing team, only that it's not. A few people, or I say a few people, quite a lot of people complained on Twitter and Facebook after they tried to soak it with water. Why do these people still exist? I'm not exactly sure why. Moving on to iPad news, and as per the last 1 year, 2 years, it's kind of a tradition where when an iOS device is going to be released, cases start to leak, and the iPad 5 is no different. These two cases here, a case manufacturer leaked them, and there's also some case leaks, actual case leaks in space grey, champagne and gold, and the fingerprint sensor and the iPad minis have also been leaked, as on your screen. And it's pretty much given, no doubt these are almost, if not the actual devices themselves, as we found out with the 5C, the iPhone 5S, the previous iPad minis and iPads. It's a given. If you've just bought an iPad, tough luck. Probably go give it back. It's probably the best idea, because next month is when they are going to introduce them for the holiday season. Most of these drawings and leaks do indicate that there's going to be a thinner iPad, which means it's going to be lighter, which is why iPads and tablets should always be holdable from one hand and not two hands. That's why I'm still primarily with the iPad 2, because it's light. It's the lightest in terms of the full 9.7 inch screen. The iPad 3 and the iPad 4 were notably heavier. So hopefully the iPad 5 will be an iPad 2 on steroids. And swiftly moving on to real men stories, Tuesday came and went and Apple introduced a new iMac, updated iMac, and hey, they didn't even have to take the Apple website down. It was just done kind of OTA, over the air, without it going down. As I said in the past, there was far too much for Apple to release in any given event, all the stuff they still have to release. It's a no-brainer that it would have to do something silently, and the iMacs were good as they were last year. Of course, they have now got Haswell processors, and it's quite good because now the 21.5 inch and both 27 inch are now upgradable in terms of you can put an SSD inside them, because they've included a space. So this iMac here, I opened the glass up and put an SSD in the back, which was a mission, I must say. But the new iMacs which were released last year, they didn't have that extra space for an SSD, but now they have. So, but hey, even although iFixit give the 21.5 inch an upgrade factor of 2 out of 10, and the 27 inches a 5 out of 10 in terms of user upgradability. You might want to check their guides out if that is the way you want to go, because if you go down in the route of purchasing SSD or Fusion Drive or flash storage from Apple, it's going to cost you a bomb. And speaking of that, the 27 inches now have the flash storage if you opt for that option at good dosh, which of course the flash storage was first found in the MacBook Airs. And lastly, in terms of the changes to the iMac, you now have faster Wi-Fi chipsets. All in all, good price points, decent beefed up machines, gorgeous machines shall I say. And in terms of what else I've done, the Mac Minis have gone up in price in some countries, Australia, Brazil, Portugal and a few others. And of course the Mac Minis have not been updated yet. They are due for an update similar to the iMacs. Haswell processors and, you know, flash storage and Fusion Drive. But price points in the Mac Mini, they were already pretty expensive. And now they've gone up quite noticeably. No idea why it's been done, but we all know about the Apple tax at the end of the day. And last but not least, to finish it on something good, Mac Pro Geekbench is out, the Geekbench result. However, this Geekbench comparison to the WWDC Geekbench was the fact that This new one, which is out pretty much today, is based on a lower end Xeon processor, whereas the one at WWDC was a higher configuration. We all know the Mac Pro is most probably going to be available in 2 or more configurations, as pretty much every other Mac that they sell. Lower price points, higher price points, you kind of get the point. It's difficult to compare both Geekbenches simply because this new one on your screen is based on the new platform by Geekbench, which is version 3. The one at WWDC was based on version 2. But hopefully this is a good indication that Mac Pros are around the corner. The fall is almost here, or at least that's what I like to think. Mavericks is what this machine was running at the time of the result, and hopefully come October, come the Mac event, which is pointing at 15th of October, they'll have a bit more news. Pre-orders might go live. I don't expect them to launch in October, that'll be a bonus. But if you are waiting for a Mac Pro, what do you really want? Are you going to be getting one? Yeah, it's hard to tell. Upgradability versus, you know, some of the new things which you've got on there, the new look, new design. But yeah, next month is going to be pretty beastly. Better than September anyway. See you in the next video. If you have any questions, feel free to join me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Links on your screen. Looking for someone to help me out with podcasting and get this podcast up to iTunes. If you have those skills, and feel free to message me. Don't be shy. See you in the next video. Cheers.